welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. My name is Sibylle, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 1% shift. You see, in my life I've always been one for radical changes and big announcements of the from this day forward everything is going to change in my life type. In fact, I've made so many of these that my friends and family these days hardly bat an eyelid anymore if I announce some other change. Although I've done it less recently, because I've learned something. You see, I used to think that who would even get out of bed for a tiny adjustment? It has to be something major to motivate you into action. But the trouble with that is that it's really hard to stick with a radical change in the long term. And in fact, what I've learned is that a 1% change might be all you need in order to experience true transformation in your life. I realize this might sound a little radical and a little incredible. So in the following, I'm going to tell you why and how. Imagine you were going to write a 200-page book and you haven't been able to get started. You were always blocked. You have not been able to get this going, although you pretty much know what you want to put into the book, and length is going to be about 200 pages. Now further imagine if you wrote the first 2 pages. What difference that would make. Wouldn't that be incredible? I mean, you'd be started, you'd be off. You would have gone from a dream to this is a work in progress. Just 2 pages, just 1%. You're starting to work on it. You're gaining momentum, you're finding your stride. Whenever you're trying to get unstuck or get started with something, 1% is all you need to build that first momentum. If you're trying to improve yourself, increase your knowledge, 1% at a time can so quickly add up. Losing 1% body fat is amazing, let me tell you that. It's also not very easy, but it can be amazing and it can make a huge difference. If you're in business and you work 1% more effectively every single week, your results are going to go through the roof within just a few months. You've probably heard the saying, slow and steady wins the race. That's what this principle is about. And it's very easy actually to put it into practice. A lot easier than those radical changes that we're all tempted to make if we realize when we realize we do need a change. It's often very tempting to say, I'll throw everything out of the window and I'll never eat an unhealthy thing again and I'll lose all the weight within a month and all this, which is most of the time not very realistic. So slow and steady wins the race, and here's the exact process that I recommend you do, step by step. First of all, you need to determine what you'd like to change. Look at your life, find out where exactly you're not 100% happy, see where you need to make a shift, or something you want to start, or something you want to stop doing, or something you want to replace with something else. Determine exactly what you'd like to change, and if you can, write it down. Things are always more powerful in written form. Then find a step to improve or to add or to complete 1% of your project. No more than that. Just determine a step or something, some action that you need to take that will improve it by 100%, that will add something to the tune of 1%, or that'll, indeed, like the example of the 200-page book, that will complete 1% of it, the first 2 pages. Then obviously put that into practice, and whenever it's appropriate, you go back and determine the next percent. And again, 1%, no more than that. And it might be the next day, it might be 2 months down the line. Whenever you're ready, and you will feel this, and it obviously depends on what you're doing, whether it's art you're doing or a business, and also how you're doing this and how big the project is. So 1% can be a very small thing, but it can actually be quite a lot and require a lot of work. So whenever you're ready, whenever it fits into your project and is appropriate for your own personal pace, aim for the next 1%. Now, the very important part of this is that whenever you complete or get done this 1%, celebrate. Reward yourself. Find some rewards. Find some way to really celebrate like crazy. Because trust me, the 1% is a lot more than all those people who never get started or who never get anything done. So celebrate. Then aim for the next 1% and celebrate again. Reward yourself. Turn this into a game, into something playful, even if it's a serious type of work that you're undertaking. Because again, joy is the most important thing in life. And as well, in order to keep up that momentum, keep looking back. Don't look forward to all the things you still need to accomplish, or you're still planning, or all the stuff that you could still do. Don't look at other people and compare yourself with achievements that others have made. Look back and appreciate how far you have already come, because it can be so easy to lose sight of all the things you have already achieved, because as soon as you achieve them, they become normal. They become the new status quo. Now, of course I did that because I've already achieved it. But look back where you were a month ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, and acknowledge yourself for the progress you've already made. So to summarize, lasting change is best made in increments. Realize that 1% can be a lot. It can make all the difference. And also realize you don't have to leave it at the 1%. You can always aim for more 1% increments. But if you do that, you're creating a good foundation, a good base, and not some radical change that you'll give up on again 2 weeks later because it just becomes too difficult to uphold. And keep steadily going towards those 1% increments and watch how this revolutionizes your life. Would you like to join my tribe of wild spirits? All you need to do is go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in the little form there. You'll receive a weekly email full of information and recommendations, inspiration, and special offers that are often exclusive to the people on my email list. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up. You can also Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to my website as well. I promise I will never ever spam you, nor will I ever share your details with anyone else. Thanks for watching.